can affect the race from anywhere. Take on the world with Mario Kart DS and Nintendo Wi-Fi connection. Rated E for everyone.
Looks like things are finally... Oh, here we go again!
I feel like that last one kind of sucked. That was a perfectly good waste of perfectly good pizza.
Well, maybe it wasn't good pizza. That's why you threw it.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to the Game Reserve. My name is Jager Newman, and I'm a warrior in these parts. And if you guys can't tell, I have a guest tonight. Say hello to Steffi, the MLG Panda, who is passing through, and we decided to do a little recording. How you doing tonight, Steffi?
I'm good. How are you, Jager?
I'm all right. Can't complain. And well, just doing the same thing you were last time. We're playing some Mario Kart tonight.
Yep.
Playing the next game on the list, which is Mario Kart DS. Do you remember what console that was for?
Are you kidding me?
No, seriously, what console was that on?
DS.
Never heard of it. Alright, so this game was released, I want to say 2007? But it was one of the earliest titles for the Nintendo DS. And I actually remember when Nintendo was teasing the console, the handheld, Mario Kart DS was one of the main games they were showing off, primarily because it was just a big deal for 3D graphics to be on handheld at the time, and Mario Kart racing games, easy thing to do in 3D, so very marketable title for it. And when the game came out, it was extremely popular, not just because it was a very high quality game in the series, but also because it was the first Mario Kart game that allowed you to play online, so you could race with your friends all over the world, whereas before you could only do it in couch co-op. So Mario Kart DS was a big deal in that regard. In a lot of ways, it was the first modern Mario Kart too. Like every Mario Kart game after it sort of followed the same structure it laid out. So what are your memories with this game, Steffi?
I have a lot of fun memories with Mario Kart DS. So for Christmas, I got the red DS that came bundled with Mario Kart DS.
Right.
And it came with a bunch of stickers. And I would play this game so much. And I love to take my DS with me to different places. So I remember going to the Region Band rehearsal. And there were a bunch of other people there that were waiting for their rehearsal times. And they all had DSs, and when they saw me playing, they're like, you probably have Mario Kart, let's play. And I got to experience playing with multiple people, because at the time, the internet connect service that we had was not compatible with the DS, so I couldn't play online. But it was super fun to play wirelessly local with people, whereas the previous console, the Game Boy Advance, you still needed that wire to be able to connect with other people.
Yeah, I feel like when it comes to multiplayer gaming with handhelds, the wireless connectivity was the game changer there.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, in my experience, I didn't play a lot of single player with Mario Kart DS. I just never engaged in a lot of that. But it was probably my most played game on the Nintendo DS, simply because I loved racing, loved Mario Kart, and it was just a really good game at the time. But I think we've talked enough. What do you say we get into this, Steffi?
Let's do it.
Okay, so as to how we are going to be playing this game, we are going to be playing it on an emulator, because currently this game is not available digitally, and I do not have the means to record directly off a DS, so we're going to have to cheat with this one, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So typically we would play Mario Kart together, competing against each other, but since we can't do multiplayer in this format, we're just going to take turns playing the game.
I guess you get off easy this time.
Hey, if I remember correctly, I've won the last 3 times we played.
Yeah, but you definitely lose this time.
If you say so, Steffi, if you say so. Turn that up just a little bit.
Should we flip a coin and see who goes first?
How about we Rochambeau for it, but first we need to talk about the title screen here. I think it's pretty good. The tile itself is a little lopsided because of that area underneath Mario, but I'd say it's pretty strong. And what I do like about the Nintendo DS is you get out the tile screen up top and then just have the menu directly underneath it instead of having to skip past it. So yeah, pretty good menu, I would say.
Yeah. Gets the point across.
Alright, rock, paper, scissors, who goes first? Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait. On 3. 1, 2, 3. She cheated. She knows I always pick Brock. Okay, so...
I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Can you move the mouse off the screen?
Oh, right.
Are we doing Grand Prix?
Yeah, let's do Grand Prix 150 cc's. And you only have, like, the characters you had in Mario Kart 64 to start with, but over the course of the game, you unlock Waluigi, Rob the Robot, I think Daisy is in there as well. And they all have, and all the characters have unique carts, but you can also mix and match the carts too after a certain point, so fair bit of content in here, and that would sort of lay the framework for Mario Kart Wii as well. Aw, come on, Steph. Now you're behind. So, talk to us about the controls there, Steffi, how they feel.
Well, I'm not playing this on a DS, obviously, so I'm using a controller. I'm trying to figure out what all the buttons are for everything. So I'm holding the A button to go, which is pretty standard. Right or left trigger is to use items. Let's see, B is brake. And I'm using the D-pad to move, which I can't remember. The DS had a D-pad, right?
Yeah, it didn't have the control pad.
That's right.
Don't forget you can still power slide too, which is the R button.
Right, okay.
Or the R trigger.
It has been quite a while since I played this.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I played Mario Kart DS. I find with Mario Kart in general, once the new games come back, you don't really go back to the old games that much.
Yeah.
Because Mario Kart is just one of those series that just always got better with each release, it seems. But how does the handling and everything feel in comparison to previous games?
Oh my gosh, it's such a big improvement.
It's so tight, isn't it?
Let's see. Super Mario Kart was really hard to control. 64 was very floaty. And Super Circuit was kind of floaty. Well, not really floaty, but slippery. And this one feels very solid. It's tight. Yeah. I definitely feel like I have more control.
It actually feels like you're driving with the front end, whereas in previous games it feels like the back end was always trying to slide out from underneath you.
Can we talk about the fact that Luigi is riding his poltergeist from Luigi's Mansion?
Well, this was coming in on the heels of Luigi's Mansion, so that does make sense. You came in fourth in the first race, Steffi. You gotta do better than that.
Oh, I know. I think I'm getting the hang of it now.
And in regards to the presentation, obviously the big thing with the DS was the simple fact that I was able to do 3D graphics, which was just mind-blowing back in the day. And while it is clearly showing its age, like I think this game actually looks worse than a lot of N64 games I've played. I would still say it does reasonably well visually just because of how nicely all the tracks are designed. Which, you know, that's kind of the standard for Mario Kart, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. There's so many banana peels.
Oh, welcome to my world. I don't know how Steffi does it, but she always manages to put banana peels right in my path as we are playing Mario Kart 8.
Here comes a blue shell.
Go for it, Steffi. You're in first. Come on, you need to get first. Yep, watch out.
I'm good.
Yeah! Good work, Steffi. I kind of wish I had nicknamed this PGP, Bladesinger's Game Preserve.
I mean, you could have, but you just, like, zoomed right through it.
I didn't understand what it was.
I told you what it was.
I wasn't listening.
Well, that's your fault.
There you go.
Yeah.
I completely forgot that this track is from this game.
It's so funny. I'm never good at the water or the beach theme tracks in any Mario Kart game. I don't know what it is.
Maybe water just isn't your element.
But it 100% is in real life.
I guess that's true.
hopefully that blew up someone. So I remember when the DS was first announced, how like amazing it was that it had 2 screens, and that was like the big deal.
Yeah.
That you could play on 2 screens at once.
And the way Mario Kart DS uses the 2 screens here, I actually think is elegantly simple. You have the gameplay up top, and down there you have, your map screen. And not only that, but it also tells you what items the other racers have to give you an idea of what's coming at you. So, yeah, like a lot of developers try to use the 2 screens for a lot of weird gimmicky things, but Mario Kart DS sort of shows the best way to do it. Just use it as extra real estate.
Yeah, I never really liked the games that incorporated using both screens at once too much. There's some exceptions to that, but for the most part, I liked being able to focus on the one screen, and the other screen was just kind of extra supplement.
Inventories or stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or like in Sonic Rush, where you're going up and down between the 2 screens.
Yeah, that was pretty cool how they did that.
What I always hated were games that required you to play with the stylus, because like you play Metroid Hunters with it, and while the aiming is so smooth with that, after a while this hand starts to cramp up a little bit because you're doing stuff like this for shooting and everything. You're holding, supporting all that weight. It's very uncomfortable. They did the same thing with Star Fox Command. See, look, there's a mansion now. I always like that the 2 rooms are always lit up on the mansion. That makes what's called a gestalt, which is when something inadvertently makes like a face.
I didn't know that.
They teach you that in graphic simplification or symbolism or whatever class they had at Winthrop.
Yeah, I never got that far in the... Well, I took the illustration track anyway, so they might not even taught that in illustration. But I didn't get very far in the program.
It was a lousy program anyway. Like, you basically waste your money if you go to school for arts because you're not really going to get much out of it. And, like, art tends to flourish more with independent study than it does,
Blue shell already.
And you got caught in it even though you weren't in first place. Come on, Steffi. You're losing it. The racers do a lot better with keeping up than I remember. Like, with Mario Kart 8, we can pretty much leave them in the dust at this level.
Yeah.
The rubber banding isn't that bad in this game either, especially compared to what would come next, which is Mario Kart Wii, where it feels like you were getting nailed with a blue shell every lap.
Yep.
Before things got completely out of hand.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, this was also the first game to introduce the blooper power-up, if I remember correctly. Which I've always felt was kind of a silly power-up because it's not too hard to see around it to see where you're going. Especially if you know the track well.
Yeah, the problem is when there's like banana peels and stuff in front of you, it's harder to see them, and you're not going to account for that.
That's a good point. I think the blooper only affects the first 4 racers though, and for the computer players it's crippling for them because for whatever reason they just slow down and start veering all over the place.
Although something that I do with this game with the blooper is that's a good chance to... Are you kidding me?
Ah!
Are you kidding me?
You got screwed.
Anyway, that's a good chance to use the bottom screen because you can still see where you're going and it shows where items are on the map.
So let the record show that Steffi came in 2nd place.
30 points.
So let's see how I do in the next Grand Prix.
Oh, maybe you should do the Retro Cup.
Yeah, I'll do the Retro Cup. That's a good idea. I do like the individualized carts and how later on you can actually just mix and match them. But one thing I do really miss from what is it, Mario Kart Double Dash, is the personalized items, which were removed in this game. But then again, that was more beneficial for mixing and matching which characters would go best together, so I guess it kind of made sense that they removed it.
I am really glad that they kept the function where you can hold an item and pick up another item, because that's very helpful.
Straight to NES track.
Yep.
SNES track. This was also, well, this wasn't the first game to have the retro cups in there, because they had the entirety of Super Mario Kart and Super Circuit. Crap, I was using the joystick. But this was the first one to really make it standard that you would have a separate selection of cups that were nothing but classic tracks, which would become a staple in future Mario Karts.
Yep.
And I always really liked that feature because it means you don't have to go back to older Mario Kart games. There's a track you like specifically, especially if they include it in the next game.
Yeah, I like, in the Mario Kart 8 DLC, they incorporated a lot of those old tracks too, as well as some new ones, and some from the mobile game.
Yeah, Mario Kart Go, was it?
Tour. Yeah, because all the tracks are themed on like different real-world locations, so it's like a world tour.
Ugh.
I know you weren't a fan of those tracks, but it is cool that they were included in a major console game, even though they're for a mobile game.
Sixth
Man,
place.
Jager, you gotta step it up.
Oh, shut up, Steffi. So there's a topic of discussion. So they recently announced, well, at the time of recording this, they recently announced the Nintendo Switch 2. And it looks to me like it's a new Mario Kart that they were showing off in the video. That wasn't a track from Mario Kart 8 that we were seeing.
You know, I didn't even notice the track. I was more noticing the characters.
Oh, you're talking about Donkey Kong's design, aren't you?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that that redesign is something that Miyamoto has been lobbying for a while now because it looks similar to his original design for Donkey Kong. Ever since DKC came out, Nintendo has used the DKC design, and Miyamoto has always stated that he wasn't the biggest fan of Donkey Kong Country, so that's probably something that always irked him. I have a feeling he finally got the approval to redesign Donkey Kong to look more like his original design.
That would be cool. There is also a theory that it could be Donkey Kong Jr., a new character.
Well, don't you know, Donkey Kong as we know him, like the one I'm playing as right now, is Donkey Kong Jr.,
But the OG Donkey Kong Jr.
which is Donkey Kong.
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but I do gotta say, like, there's so many tracks at this point that I don't even think I'd be able to recognize if it was a new track or an old one, unless it was, like, one of the definite classics.
Yeah.
But I know when they released all the DLC, I, among many other people, were concerned that that was just going to be the end. They weren't planning on making another Mario Kart game, but Nintendo did confirm that they... Nice. Nintendo did confirm that they were working on another Mario Kart game, and I'm glad... Like, I'm hoping it's going to be a launch title for Switch 2, which I assume it will be since they had it in the trailer.
Yeah, and then we're gonna have one of our famous Mario Kart duels, aren't we?
Yep, and I'm going to win, like I always do.
Yeah. Well, just for the record, this is looking to be your first victory here on the showcase, so... Because I am not doing well at all.
I mean, I did say initially that I would do a lot better with the more recent games than the older ones.
Yeah.
And we finally get to see that. Although, Double Dash was a poor performance for me.
Yeah, me and Tony kicked you and Kyle's ass there. Man, I don't know why I'm doing so poorly here. frick.
You getting stage fright, Jager?
Stage fright. I don't care what these people think of me. As my witness, I will get first place in this one. On my way, Yoshi. Starting to find my groove, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't this the game that really popularized the technique of snaking?
What do you mean?
Like where you just slide back and forth to constantly build up speed?
I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with that.
Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. I know there's some kind of workaround in this game that people discovered. That just allows you to go absurdly fast.
Well, if there is, I'm not familiar with it. Ah, bummer.
And the lineup of classic tracks in this game is probably a little more concise than it is in later games, because at this point there were only there are only 4 other games in the series, so they just have one from each game in each cup. Was it 3 games?
At this point, it should have been 4, right? Because
No, there were 3 games before Mario Kart DS, because you had no, yeah, it was 4. I forgot about Mario 64.
yeah, because it was Super Nintendo, 64, Game Boy Advance, and GameCube.
Right.
I mean, at the time, that sounded like a good idea. Just one from each game, and then you have 4 tracks. I mean, really, it's 4 from each game, because there's 4 cups.
Yeah, pretty sizable amount of content for a game that's old, I would say.
Yeah. I was pretty excited about that, because it was like, wow, it's like we have 16 extra tracks.
Would really suck if I got a blue shell bite right now.
Don't speak it into existence. I think you're fine, though.
Yep.
Jager found his groove! You didn't beat my 30 points, though.
I came in 3rd, so I'm already behind in the polls. Alright, Steffi. That still looks gold though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I thought Grand Prix was Grand Prix.
I think most people did when they were little.
It's, I don't know.
English is a weird language.
Yeah. Like there's the debates. Is it a gyro or is it a euro?
I believe it's pronounced hero.
But there's no H in this.
There's no J in it either.
Well, there's a G in there.
Mm-hmm.
I can make it just sound sometimes.
Why do you keep getting these pop-ups?
That's just notifications from YouTube.
Whoa, I overshot that.
Yeah, that wasn't a good move.
Whoa!
Yeah, you almost got taken out by an invincible Donkey Kong.
It's like I'm racing you.
Yes, we all know I'm built like a gorilla, Steffi.
No, because that's your character that you play as.
Yeah, because I'm built like a gorilla.
It's like you want me to offend you.
I know. You're not going to offend me. It's okay if I say it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you're struggling here.
Yeah, Luigi's cart is not great for this track. I'm sliding all over the place.
You're Luigi always did have butter under his feet.
Yeah.
Probably too much shoe polish. He always struck me as the kind of person who likes to keep things clean.
That's a really good theory. I never thought about it like that.
Why do you think he drives a vacuum cleaner?
Well, it's because he's got to suck up ghosts.
Wait, that's what the vacuum cleaner is for?
Yes, you played Luigi's Mansion. You're the one that got me into Luigi's Mansion.
I haven't played that for the showcase yet.
Yeah, but like a long time ago when me and Jager were friends, long before the YouTube channel, he got me into...
You got last place.
I did. Yeah, I sucked at that one. Hopefully I do better with the other ones.
Delfino Square. Anyway, you were saying?
I don't remember what I was saying.
Me neither. Remember when I was a kid, I always thought it was really cool that locations from Sunshine would appear in Mario Kart games.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about how you got me into Luigi's Mansion originally, early in our friendship.
How'd I do that?
You played it every year for Halloween, and you let me borrow it one year.
Oh yeah.
Because I'd never played it before.
It was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
It was short, but it was good.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they would release that on Nintendo Switch because we got the latter 2 games, but we don't have the first game on Switch.
Yeah, they should put it on Switch. It's overdue at this point.
Hopefully for one of the first things they do for the Switch 2 is add GameCube games to Switch Online.
I have been wanting GameCube Virtual Console since we were in the Wii era.
And if they're not going to do that, they at least need to do an HD remaster of F-Zero GX.
See what it is. I'm not doing well with the tight turns.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you've completely come to terms with the handling or how to time your turns. We've become so used to using certain vehicles in Mario Kart 8 that it's just hard for us to go back to this.
Oh, yeah. Was Wii the first one that had more than 8 racers?
I think so. That had a crap ton of racers in it.
Yeah.
And the better selection, I would argue, than Mario Kart 8 as well, at least until the DLC came out. It wasn't just completely filled up with Koopalings.
Yeah.
You had Diddy, you had Funky, you had Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, Wario, Waluigi, Rosalina was in there. I think Dry Bowser, Dry Bones. A lot of characters in that game. Really, for me, the big appeal of Mario Kart Wii was the fact that they added motorcycles.
Yeah. I mean, that was a big appeal for everybody, I think.
Here's one of your favorite tracks.
Yeah, unfortunately, I suck at it, but I love it.
I mean, it's a great concept for a track.
It really is. Damn it! I did it again! Yeah!
I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. Did that scare you?
I mean, this might be why I'm deaf in one ear. Yeah, like, I really want to use the joystick. It's really hard for me to do it on a D-pad.
I feel like that was an issue for a lot of DS games. Like, it touted its 3D graphics, but it was always a little awkward to play, like, bona fide 3D games on the DS because it lacked a joystick. Like, a good example of that is Mario 64 DS, which is sort of an oxymoron because you call it 64 because it was on the 64, now it's on the DS, so you call it Mario Kart 64 DS, even though it's not on the Nintendo 64 anymore. Anyway, like Mario 64, Super Mario 64 was designed around the N64's analog stick, so it just didn't translate very well when they put it on the DS where all you had was an D-pad. You had to use a run button, alternate control screen where you could control Mario with the touchscreen, which was awkward. If it wasn't for all the extra bells and whistles, I would say it is a completely inferior version. And I would still say it's an inferior version because the N64 version is just undeniably better.
Yeah. And then you went to this from Double Dash, which had a joystick on the GameCube controller.
Well, the controls are tighter on this one than it is in Double Dash. The controls in Double Dash were still a little floaty. Really, the best games I find on the DS are games that stuck more to 2D, like the Castlevania games, for instance, or the Pokemon games, where the 3D graphics were more or less used to sort of enhance things.
They made a really good move with the 3DS by including a joystick.
Oh yeah, that was a great move. And even trying some new things like Super Mario 3D Lands, like creating a system that didn't require you to adjust the camera for a 3D platformer.
Yes.
Like, that was brilliant, and that's something you still see a lot of today.
So close.
Not really, that was 4th place.
I was so close to passing Wario, though. I might pick a different character for my next run.
Shroom Ridge.
Shroom.
Is it Shroom or Shroom?
Shroom. Mushroom.
I feel like it's a tomato-tomato thing.
Nobody says mushroom.
Yeah, but some people say shroom. Like, shrooms or shrooms.
Nobody says shroom.
I said shrooms, you said shroom.
I don't know how I put up with this.
I don't know either. Most people think I'm out of my mind.
So what classic track does this remind you of?
Toad's Turnpike?
Yep.
Yeah, except on this one you have cars going one way, another going the other way, whereas they were going one way in Toad's Turnpike, but then if you switch to mirror mode, they're suddenly coming at you.
Yeah. Speaking of Toad.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever given Toad a voice actor apart from Charles Martinet, who makes the character not annoying. Because he had kind of a high-pitched, growly voice for Super Mario Bros. Super Show. And then in the most recent movie, his voice just didn't fit at all. No disrespect to, I think it was Peel who did the voice?
I don't remember.
It was Key or Peel, I can't remember which. But really funny guys, and also a really talented filmmaker, one of them. Like, he did those movies, what are they? Get Out and Us, as well as Nope. But, just, whoever did the voice of Toad, just, it does not fit the character. But who do you think would be a good fit for Toad?
Jagger, you always ask me this, and I don't know actors like that.
I keep forgetting that you don't. Who would be a good fit for Toad? I got nothing.
That was a much better performance. Maybe I should keep Luigi.
That was the 4th race of this one, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
22 points. You can probably beat that.
Probably.
But at least I get to get the movie. You didn't even get the movie.
Wait, I got the movie. I came in 3rd.
Did you?
Yeah,
I didn't see you skip it.
I did.
Oh. I wasn't paying attention then.
I think we're gonna be Mario for this one.
Banana cup. How do we unlock more cups? Do we have to win first?
We might have to.
Well, this might be the last one of the evening. We could always do battle mode too.
How are we gonna do that? Or
We just have to do solo player.
Or we could do the missions. Gain as much ground as I want to. You're useless, Boo!
I always thought that Pooh was a weird item.
Makes you invisible for a brief period of time and lets you steal someone's items, but more often than not, other people don't have items to steal. Oh, darn it.
Aww.
And I didn't even see that blue shell come past.
I heard it. Oh!
Screwed up that turn.
Boo was like, oh, you think I'm useless, huh?
Frappe Snowland? That does say Frappe, right?
Yes. Good job, Jager.
Yeah, like I remember playing Mario Kart 64 and how tricky this track was.
Yep.
How much easier it is with tight controls now.
Yeah, you're not sliding all over the place as much. It is still a nice track, though.
Like this part right here. It's just super easy to slide, to drive through the snowman now. Because you can make the subtle adjustments that you need.
And you know, at the time of us recording this, this is what the United States is looking like right now.
Well, half the United States. The other half is, well, on fire. But it's
fair.
I've seen the meme online that the United States somehow turned into a Punk Hazard from One Piece, which one side was a freezing wasteland, the other was a hellish inferno. And like that's funny, but it's also kind of horrifying because, you know, people are really suffering out there.
Yeah.
And what is our government concerned with? Our government is concerned with TikTok.
Renaming the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh man, let's not pick on that stuff because it's too easy. Let's just wait until the Masters return. Do you know who the Masters are? A political satire.
Oh, the guys from the Muppets.
I was actually talking about Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Oh.
South Park. They actually waited until after the election because, like, if you'll recall, when what was it? During the first election that Trump participated in, they were certain that Hillary Clinton was going to win, but then Trump won, and like they wrote all of their episodes around the fact that Hillary Clinton won the election, so they had to hastily rewrite everything.
Ouch.
And they were annoyed too because it meant that they had to keep going with the joke of Mr. Garrison being Trump. And they were sick of that joke by the end of that season.
Oh, I bet.
I'm sure they're not happy that they gotta pull that one out of the hat again. Like, in the recent episodes of South Park, what was it? The Integrity Farms and stuff. They were really just kind of doing whatever the hell they wanted. And even stating as such, for the Halloween special, it ended with, what was it, Randy waking up from a high and asking Sharon if everyone enjoyed the Halloween special, and she said, "No, Randy, nobody but you enjoyed the Halloween special." And his response was, "Oh, well, that's fine. That was basically my target audience." That wasn't too political, was it? You told me we're not supposed to talk about stuff right
Yeah.
here.
I mean,
I agree with that, because the purpose of the Game Preserve is more or less to talk about games, but sometimes things just get so stupid.
oh yes. I mean, we can't really ignore that, but I mean, also, like, I don't keep up with South Park like you do, so I don't have a lot to contribute to that conversation.
Yeah, they haven't really done anything recently. Like I said, they delayed doing any more episodes because they weren't sure how the election was going to pan out. And I feel like they're trying to worm their way out of their deal with Paramount because they have like a 5 special deal with them or something. Mm-hmm. And they've already done 3 of them. I'm not sure what they're going to do for the other, or was it 4? I kind of keep forgetting about the end of obesity. But that one, they were making fun of that drug that's supposed to, you know, really, really help you lose weight. Mm-hmm. And what was brilliant about that was most of the people who were taking it were just these fit women who wanted to lose a few extra pounds. And they would get obsessed with it, kind of like people who struggle with drug addiction do. Mm-hmm. And then Cartman this whole time is just trying to get it, and then it becomes a satire of how frustrating it is dealing with insurance companies.
Yeah.
And then he actually gets the medicine, and it doesn't really do a whole lot for him. Oh, right before the finish line?
Wow. Come on! That sucks.
How much did you get in the last one?
22. So you beat me by 2 points. Good game.
How about we just call it a draw this time?
No, wait, there's more.
Oh.
Yeah, you'll beat me. Yeah, because remember I got 0 points in the first track. Why did we think that was the last one?
I don't know. Maybe it's because it was Bowser.
You know what? You're right, because Bowser's usually last.
Yeah, and Baby Park here isn't nearly as much fun as it is in Double Dash or Mario Kart 8.
That's probably why they took 2 laps out, because in Double Dash, there was 7 laps, if I remember correctly.
One mechanic that I just remembered was included in this one. This is the first one that actually introduced drafting too, where if you hung out behind another racer, you'd eventually get a speed boost.
I like that concept, and it's stuck around in later games too.
And it's true in real racing too, because that's part of where the skill in NASCAR comes from too.
Really?
Yeah, when you drive behind another car, the airflow over your car changes. So, like, rather than it coming down and then going on the bumper, it goes across 2 other cars, and that kind of pushes both cars forward.
Didn't know that. So yeah, with this track being on the DS, like, what made it so much fun and exciting in Double Dash was the range of items. Like, you always had the giant Bowser shell just going back and forth across the whole track, the giant banana peels, and you don't have any of those items in this game.
Oop, didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, I wish we could play multiplayer.
Yeah, you and me both. Let's do the missions.
Okie dokie.
Alright, so why don't you do the first mission?
Alright, I don't remember what the missions are. Drive through all 5 number gates in order. Is that a bully in the middle?
Yeah, you actually have a showdown with the bully. Gotta push him off the track.
You know, maybe I never did the missions.
And like, this was another good feature for Mario Kart that I feel they should have kept in later versions of the game too, because it adds more content, the mission mode. It's kind of like the mission mode in Sonic and All-Stars Transformed. Which I still will 100% every now and then. You're gonna join me for that one too?
If you want me to.
We can actually play that one online.
Yeah.
Alright, collect 15 coins. I don't think I can count as high as 15.
Well, it'll count it for you, you see?
I love when you play along with a joke like that. Yeah, why does Peach get in the coin? She don't need that money. Oh, that was easy.
I imagine these get harder as you keep going.
Yes. We only had 15 minutes on the stream anyway, so we got time. Didn't even see what it was supposed to be. Oh, you're just supposed to collect the item boxes?
Yeah. I could read pretty quickly.
Yeah, rub it in.
I'm not trying to rub it in. See, you keep taking things I say and using it against you. I'm not trying to be mean to you.
I know you're not.
Stop being mean to yourself with my words.
It's okay if I say it.
No, it's not. You gotta love yourself. Don't be mean to yourself.
That's what they tell me.
Exactly. You should listen. Get the star and use it to hit 5 cheap cheeps.
That should be interesting. Why do they call them cheap cheeps?
I think they've been called that since the beginning.
Oh, missed them.
Well, there might be more than 5. Oh, there's not.
That first one is just in an awkward spot.
Yeah, it really is. No! Yay!
Oh, I missed! See, it's funny because it's for you.
Yes, I get it.
So you think that they got the name Wario just by the fact that
6
they
number games.
flipped Mario's M upside down, but apparently the name Wario comes from the word wowie in Japanese, which just means naughty, bad, or something along those lines. That's an interesting...
Well, you gotta remember, too, that they don't use the English letters in Japanese, either.
Yeah, like the letter X doesn't appear in that language, does it?
No, I don't think any, I mean, I probably sound like an idiot because I'm not familiar with the language at all, but I don't think it has any English characters in it.
Where's Jared when you need him? Drive out of the mansion backwards.
Ooh.
I'm the world's best backwards driver. Just watch this right here, Steffi. Actually, I'm not going very fast. It's kind of lame.
You have to hold B.
Yep. No need to watch where I'm going. Just need to see where I've been.
I mean, it helps that you have a third-person camera. Imagine doing this with first person.
Oh, I could do that.
I wouldn't want to. Yay, you did it!
I've driven down the interstate in reverse at 50 miles per hour.
No, you have not.
You say that, but you do not know.
20 coins.
I wonder where Donkey Kong learned to drive. It was probably Funky, wasn't it? If he can fly a plane, he can surely drive a car.
Funky's driving school.
I remember in the Donkey Kong Country cartoon, they would just hijack his plane on a whim. And there was one time they did it right in front of him, but they drove off the edge of like the planks that they walk on and just went down immediately before flying into the air. And Funky just said, "Proper setting, dude." Not even caring.
Did you see what you have to do?
I did not, but my
Power slides.
Oh, damn it, it did the same thing again.
But, I mean,
Ah,
who taught the babies how to drive?
I knew how to drive when I was a baby.
No, you didn't.
I bet.
How would we... I guess I could ask your mom.
Yeah, like my mom knew about my dad showing me how to drive the race car.
Then I'll have to ask your dad.
I failed. Try again.
Yeah.
My dad's gonna deny it though.
Well, that would mean that I win.
Yeah. So I guess I need to get the sparks.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Alright, one more. You did it.
Hooray!
That means I get to fight the bully?
I guess so. I'm getting Gran Turismo vibes playing this. I was playing that yesterday.
Oh, keep talking.
I was playing that yesterday, killing time for the PlayStation retrospective. Just trying to get through the license mode for the Class A license.
Yoshi.
Gumila, Steffi, Gumila! Gumila!
Alright. Mission complete.
I feel bad for the bully though. No, I don't.
He's a bully.
Exactly. Alright, crash into 10 wooden crates, destroy everyone. I happen to be an expert at reckless driving.
You think Wario ever built a fart-powered car?
It would not surprise me. Like, you know his motorcycle from the WarioWare games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Evidently, the hardest part of that... Evidently, the hardest part of that vehicle's design was that they needed to install pegs that Wario could actually reach.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, need more boxes. Probably gotta go back. Hopefully I
Yeah,
can
you gotta
reach
get
them.
those ones on the pier. Oh, you're timed. I didn't even realize you're timed.
I'm probably not gonna make it.
These are hard.
Nah.
Ah, you were so close.
They do get harder, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's content.
Oh, yeah.
It does help you hone your driving skills too.
Do you get anything for clearing all these?
You know, I'm not really sure. I don't think so. There was one character that you can't unlock, and that's Shy Guy, who was only playable in multiplayer.
Oh.
Not sure why that was the case, but
Yeah, wasn't Shy Guy like the filler character for people that didn't actually have a cartridge?
I think so, actually.
Because that was the cool thing about this game. If you wanted to play with friends, but your friends didn't all have a copy of the game each, other people could still play without having a cartridge, but it would just make them a Shy Guy.
Huh, I never really thought about that. That was cool.
Collect all 10 coins. They should make Wario getting the coins.
That's one thing I've always loved about the Wario Land series. Like, every one of them, even though there's a villain for him to fight and everything, and sometimes people to save, just about every single one of them, he is only fighting the villain because there's treasure involved. He could care less about the people he could actually help.
I guess it wanted me to go backwards first.
Yeah, that was weird.
I thought thought about it too, but I was expecting the track to loop around.
Drive through all 5 numbered gates in order.
Donkey Kong.
Hey, yo. Look out down below. Here goes Banana Slamming. It's fun to give a rebel yell.
Kept expecting it to trip you up and put them out of order.
Yeah, I keep expecting that too, actually.
It probably does that in later missions. Item boxes.
Guess you gotta catch him. Empress is my ghost. Didn't the mansion like disappear at the end of Luigi's Mansion?
I don't remember. Ah!
Come on, Steffi, you can't let that ghost get away. Come on! Yes!
Right on time.
3 more minutes.
20 coins.
Ah, crapola. That's what you get for trying to drive in heels. Assuming that Peach actually wears heels, we don't see her feet a lot.
She does when she's wearing her regular dress, which it looks like she's wearing in this game. But you know, her icon shows her with her hair down, but she's got a ponytail. Which is
Huh.
interesting.
I didn't notice that. Which hairstyle do you prefer?
I mean, I like them both.
Boom boom.
Boom Boom's not in this game.
Wait, is Boom Boom an actual character?
Yeah. He's one of the mini bosses in the classic Mario games.
Wait, are you talking about the mouse?
No. The Koopa guy that would just kind of wave his arms around, and you had to jump on his head.
Well, you gotta jump on all the characters' heads at some point. One of my favorite bits from, what's it called? Sonic for Hire was when Mario goes to attack Sonic. And he pulls out a knife, so it's like, whoa, since when do you carry a knife? Well, what do you expect me to do? Jump on your head? It's a knife, I'm gonna stab you with it.
Anyway, it's the guy that goes like this with his arms. You're not looking. You're cheating.
I actually have the computer screen over here, folks. That's what I was looking at. Alright, this is probably going to be the last mission, Steffi.
Why don't we just finish this one? Let's defeat the bully and then...
Because they need to play the game themselves.
Oh, they did it! They did it! You gotta go backwards.
I don't even know where I'm at now. There it is.
Okay, there you go.
They did it again! These bastards.
Okay, yeah, maybe this is a good stopping point.
Pulling a fast one, old Jager. Taking advantage of my inability to count. And also the fact that the numbers are kind of blurred out, so you can't really see what it is until you're right up against it.
Yeah. That's why I was worried about it in the other track. But at least there's not a penalty for going in them out of order.
Ugh, I missed it.
Damn. Well, we'll end it here, folks.
Not even get a retry?
Nope.
Okay, Steffi, so what do you think of Mario Kart DS, at least in comparison to what we played today and what we've played recently?
It's definitely a lot better than Super Circuit. They did well for a handheld.
Oh yeah. Finally brought that Mario Kart experience to the handheld without any real compromises.
And this one felt more comfortable. I mean, I did have some trouble with the handling. Now, I'm not sure if that was just because of the cart that I was using, or if that's just how this game plays because of the D-pad. But it still was tighter than Super Circuit and 64 for sure. So.
I agree. As I have said before, like the Mario Kart games, they just continue to get better with each release. So it's an improvement on every Mario Kart game that came before it. You do lose some of the depth that Double Dash had with the dual rider system, but at the same time, the controls are a lot tighter. There's more content. The online play is good. The missions, it's just the full Mario Kart package on a handheld with no compromises, and that's something to be commended.
And you could play wirelessly with your friends if they had a copy or not.
Just fantastic game on all counts. But anyway, that's going to do it for tonight, guys. Thank you for joining me, Steffi. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for having me.
If you enjoyed tonight's content, please be sure to like and subscribe. I do these videos every night. Not every night. That would be crazy. Every Saturday at 8 o'clock. And
Eastern time.
Yes, and what I do is I take a game, play for about an hour, and just talk about the design aspects of it because I love talking about that stuff, especially if I got other people to bounce ideas off of. I do not play games from start to finish because I feel like you're missing something if you're not playing the game yourself. But no disrespect to anyone who plays games in that manner. And if there's any game that you would like us to cover in this format, please leave it in the comments. I do the videos every Saturday night, but Steffi will occasionally play something by herself. Usually something weirder that I'm probably not going to play anytime soon. But she does good content too, so be sure to check that out too. But that's going to do it for tonight, guys. See you next week. Have a good work week, and take care.